Hello everyone! We're gonna cover today the semifinals of the Smacky Cup 1. And we have 4 players left. We have Vicarious, Talos, Lillian, and Swag Master. In the previous round, if I'm not wrong, Vicarious beat Shadower. Talos beat Rhizomatic, Lillian beat me, and Swag Master beat Ghost 7. So we're down to only 4 players now. And let's take a look at the map. Okay, so the map we have is a 3 base, 2 airport map, 2 comm tower map. There's also a port here, but I think the most important thing is you have, like, this is your 2 base area, right? This is your 1 base area. And this base is going to take a little bit to get activated. It's 3 turns away. I think it was the same amount of time in the other map. But this one is really far forward, right? You got this. You could say the same thing for the 1 base. At least for infantry, there's really fast movement. Like, you can jump over here. Second turn, you're already capturing here. Or even you can jump here and you can be interrupting a capture over here next turn. So really fast infantry reinforcements. And when you capture this base, if you look at tank movement, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. While tank movement from here is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be 3 tiles behind. So 100% this is going to be your tank deployment base, while this is going to be your infantry. So this side is going to be really strong. At least that's what I think. Because you're gonna be making tanks here. Maybe you make 1 infantry or not even. Maybe, I mean, you capture it, and then you move it over here. You start getting these maybe. But like your first infantry here, you just send it to the space, and then the next one you go here. The next one I can probably go for this one. Like, you really start to take control of this area, I think. And then as soon as the space is captured, maybe you make 1 more infantry if you really need to. You want to get this port, or maybe get another capture over here. Like, I can see maybe you go like this, you get this one, and then the next infantry goes here and then goes here, and then this infantry goes here and then goes for this one, and then this one can go for this one or something like that. And then you just dedicate all your first like 5 or 6 infantry and all the next ones from this space to really pour into this area. And then you just make tanks, and they get here, they go 2, 4, 6, you can attack the city. So I predict a very strong 2 base due to the very fast infantry reinforcement. It's going to be really hard for the 1 base to deal with that. Maybe lots of mechs, but this airport should definitely help a bit. You know, it's your classic 2 base, which is 1 airport, 1 base, 1 airport. And you have another airport over here, but you do need to make a black boat to get it, or maybe you make a T-copter and spend like, I don't know, 4 turns just to get over here. But you are compensated. That's just my Spanish coming out. You do get compensated pretty much a lot, because you get another airport on your 2 base, so you can really push far forward, and you get another comm tower, so that's really nice. And it doesn't look like any comm tower is that contested. I guess maybe this one, if the flood from this area can really push forward, I could see a moment where you can start trying to threaten this comm tower, but it's not super contested, at least in the early game, like maybe later. And let's look at the players. We have Lillian and we have Swag Master, and they decided to go with Cole. Let me check real quick. Okay, so I just checked, and interesting that they picked Cole. You had Adder. It's your classic tier 4, tier 4 CO tier for Fog. You have Cole, Adder, Jake, Jess, and Grim. Usually people pick a lot of Jess in Fog, but I can definitely see Cole here very viable. There's lots of roads and wrapping around a lot of these cities. Even here you can get that extra firepower. There's definitely just a lot of roads here as well. You can get a 2-hit KO onto the city. And also just the infantry and mechs, you know, and Cole gets that extra movement. So that can definitely be a big factor to consider for picking Cole. And they both decided to use Cole. So let's get into the match. Actually, first let's change some colors. I think let's do. Okay, so we changed the colors. We got the penguins. We got Lillian in the penguins, and we got Swagmaster in Amber Blaze. So, just as we see them do their classic, early game capture phase, just wanted to give a little reminder, you guys. If you're not subscribed, I would appreciate it a lot if you do go and subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers, which would mean the world to me if we can get to that number. It's a really big milestone in YouTube because it's only at 1K subscribers that a channel can apply for the ad revenue thing. And it's not like I do this for the money, not at all. This will never make money for me to live off of, but it definitely is a huge motivator for me. Just seeing you guys subscribe and comment and just giving feedback that you enjoy and you like it and you learn stuff from this content, it really does motivate me a lot. So yeah, that would mean a lot and I would appreciate it. Thank you. I wanted to say something else, but I kind of forgot. So we're gonna get these captures really quick here. It looks like one base is just gonna go for the faster income, and we are gonna go for the base first. I was thinking maybe you could, if there's a certain build, a certain funding curve that not going for the base first, like delaying it, using the first infantry to go here and get this triple chain, maybe you get like a tank early or something. But I don't know, it was probably they probably considered it and it was probably not worth it. I think infantry coming here really fast is probably what you want to, so you want to get into this area really fast. I wouldn't be surprised to see all of the infantry from this base just moving forward and trying to overwhelm this area, because the one base has a lot of captures. Like you have to send one over here, right? And then you got another one that has to go to the airport, so that's already 2 infantry that have to go backwards to capture. There's 2 less infantry, that's a lot. And here maybe you have 1 less infantry because they went to capture the base, and it's gonna be tough. Then these are gonna start coming in supported by vehicles, so yeah. Let's see. Actually, not gonna go for that capture. Swagmaster's gonna try to go for these little double cities. And Lillian, yeah, we're gonna send this penguin to get this one. This one's gonna go for the airport. And I think it's wise to not use the one base to go for this double city. It's similar to the other map. If I'm not mistaken, this map is made by the same map maker, which is Leary. And here goes Swagmaster to start a capture on this double city from this 2 base. And oh, interesting, actually sending an infantry backwards to get this one. This one's gonna go for the port and sending one over here. We're gonna go for the airport as well, and both are making tanks, although it seems like due to the timing it seemed much better for Swagmaster, because you get the tank on this base that gets further than this one that gets made like back here. But at the same time, this was an earlier tank. Although it seems like the tank order here might be a little off. Yeah, it seems like it's A, B, A, B. So maybe this was part of the consideration, like it being A, B, A, B, but the first tank of player 1 was made from this base instead of this one. So this one is kind of half a turn ahead. Well, sort of, because it's 3 tiles. It's gonna be 3 tiles behind. You're gonna see it's gonna move to this road, and this one's on this forest. So that will be a very interesting consideration and a very early anti-air from Swagmaster. And he's gonna make it from this base instead from this one. My guess is so that he can get this city. So this venture is gonna be, its job is to get this city right here. And let's see. Actually, Lillian is just gonna blindly go for that city, start a capture. and it's gonna be right next to this one, and it is going to be supported with a tank. But this infantry could just shoot from here, and this tank is going to be in range to support from this tank next turn. So let's see. Lillian still not going for, or hasn't gone for these two cities yet. I think Lillian went for this one first, which Swagmaster skipped. It was the infantry that went over here and then captured here. So just a very different capture phase already going to be determining how these fronts are going to be playing out. Oh, and by the way, I'm not sure if you noticed, but yeah, you see the microphone has this little thing. So I do put a lot of time and effort and and love into this content. So I just wanted to look at this little thing. It's like a, I'm sure how you call it. So it's like it's a stand. You know, I bought the stand just so that I can have the microphone closer, so that the audio is now better. I don't have to be yelling to the microphone, which used to be like, or down here had like a tiny stand. Like the microphone is the same, it's this little ball thing, used to be like down here somewhere, but now this thing I can keep it closer, and so the audio should be much cleaner. There's gonna be less echo and stuff. So yeah, just, you know, I do invest into this channel. We're gonna get an interrupt here with this infantry, and no comm tower means just dealing 3 and getting hit 3 back. Wow. Wow, very unlucky roll for Swagmaster and very lucky roll for Lillian. No comm tower and dealt 3 damage at 7 HP. Wow. And we're gonna get an artillery and a mech over here on the 1 base. Wow. I think mechs from over here would be very, very solid. You just move on this 1, 2 turns, it's already able to shoot at anything on these 2 cities, or stand on this one, or be on this forest. So really solid. It's like as fast as tanks from this base. So tank is here and then here. Tank needs 3 turns to attack something, and this mech can do 1, 2, 3 and attack something. So mechs over here would be really nice. But it looks like Swagmaster is just going very all in on the 2 base side, and it's just going to try to defend with the least amount possible on the one base side. And it's interesting to see just the variety of the units. Just like started with a tank, then followed up with an anti-air, like a really early anti-air, and then artillery and a recon. So we got 1 of each pretty much, and just a mech on the 1 base side. And Lillian is just going straight tanks, like tank on the strong side and then double tank chain on the 1 base side. And let's see if Lillian makes a copter. The funds don't really make it look good to make a copter this turn. I think it'd be much nicer to make anti-air, like say anti-air over here and then tank. We'll have to see what Lillian decides to do. We're just gonna go for a comm tower, it seems. Okay, tank is going to... We're gonna take out that infantry? Okay, yeah. And it does let this tank attack this one from the city. The thing is that Swagmaster doesn't have vision, so he would have to interrupt this capture just to get vision of this tank to then get a hit. And there's actually a tank backing it up, and there's no tank backing up Swagmaster's tank. So if this were a tank, it wouldn't be able to cover it, but it would in the other turn. But yeah, because this is an artillery, it's gonna take longer. So we'll have to see. I think that's nice for Lillian getting a kill, and oof, what will Swagmaster do? Also, it looks like Lillian is gonna somehow get this city, and we'll also probably get this one next turn. So we'll get this double city right here. And yeah, okay, makes the anti-air over here, and instead of making the tank on the 1 base, makes it on the 2 base. I think it's fair because you already have 2 tanks. So yeah, Swagmaster is going to interrupt that capture just to get vision, and then we're gonna attack with a tank. Boom, do 5-9, which is really nice. No comm towers just yet. And this infantry, ooh, it's gonna get trapped. That's kind of sad. This is gonna get a nice hit from the city, and there's no other infantry here just yet to retaliate. It does take a while for the 2 base to get into the front lines, right? So it does seem like the 1 base at least has a couple of turns, maybe like the first 10 turns, that it can stand its own ground during this opening phase. And there you go, we got the mech on the 2 base side, and oh, and a black boat. Wow, okay, Stockmaster made a black boat, so he'll be trying to get this airport and comm tower. I think also, aside from getting the airport and the comm tower with the black boat, you can then use it to ship infantry forward. But it's not that necessary, right? Because if you're going to be making infantry and mechs on this base, like, that's already nice enough. And then it would only work whenever you're not making a vehicle in this base. And then you can ship an infantry and go like 2, 4, 6, 7 and drop it off here instead of over here. So it kind of like pushes it forward like 2 turns, which is really decent for sure. Maybe just because this one is over here, it's not that big of a deal. But you do get these 2, so that's really nice. We're still finishing the back caps. This city is going to be the last one to be captured. And yeah, Lillian is going to go for this one, the city in the middle. Will Lillian make a blackboard? I feel like Lillian is not going to make a blackboard until much later. I feel like Lillian is going to double down over here, make tank. Again, the funds don't allow for a copter, so probably like tank, infantry. Ooh, doesn't get the kill there. And, you know, actually, well, I was gonna say, without any comm towers, it is 100% that you're not gonna get that kill, because it was a 5 HP tank that attacked, and then a 10 HP, and then another 5 HP, which is the same as 2 full HP tanks, with no bonus attack, because these are not roads, but because of how the terrain defense, you know, scales down, really, when you lose HP. There could be a slight chance that that second hit was a chance of getting the kill, but doesn't. And there we go, we get a double tank infantry. This is just such a common thing. It's nice to make copters, right? But like to get more units. But sometimes if the funds don't allow it, sometimes it's just better to get double tank infantry or tank anti-air infantry and just get your vehicle count down. Like, it is nice to get an extra infantry up, but something that I've learned recently is that getting early vehicle count is really important. Like, if making copter, like say you have 14k, you know, so you can't do double tank infantry, then you can do copter infantry, and then you can make I don't know, copter tank the next turn. But if you have 15k, then it's like, oh, okay, I'll make double tank infantry so you can get double the amount of vehicles onto the field. So Lillian is gonna get away with getting this city right here, which is from the, like, I feel like this city should go to the 2 base. Probably it will eventually. We'll see. It will probably also be very easy to hold because of these 2 silo tiles. Like, you can pull back, and if our capture is started, you can attack from the silo. That's super nice because that means that you're not getting hit back a ton by counterattack. So we're just now gonna get this comm tower. We're gonna send an infantry to get that airport, and this tank is gonna have to back away because there's no tank here to support. So yeah, we're gonna go back to heal, bring the artillery, recon, mech, another mech, and a tank. And this is a nice, like, varied composition, but that's kind of the risk that you go into when you do that so early on. Like, sometimes you want to do such a varied composition so early so as to be prepared for anything that they might throw at you, but then that composition is just gonna die to straight up tanks, and so it gets really tricky. So that's why sometimes just tanks, it can be really strong. This anti can't do anything. Like, imagine if these 2 were tanks, then Swagmaster would be much more confident here in taking and like maintaining the attack. But these are not tanks. These cannot hit. This artillery has to just like be a little bit more passive and defend for now. So yeah, just having to pull back. But at the same time, Swagmaster is being able to get away with having this city. And it looks like these double cities are definitely the main contested space. I can definitely see these cities as well eventually. But these are huge. And it's not that common. Like you don't see double cities a lot in Fog being like the contested space. It's really tricky, I think, because if it's not sufficiently contested, it just becomes an impossible fortress. There's also this forest right here. So if the 2 base eventually gets this and can just like sit here, then the 1 base could never contest it. The idea would be for like the 1 base to try to get it first, and then the 2 base try to take it over. But the 1 base does seem to be pretty strong. And actually, Lilian going for the teacup to buy, just very interesting. So this teacup is going to take a while. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 4 turns to get here. Oof. Tanks are going to retreat and heal back, heal up. I guess the teacup is also nice because later, after doing this, you can push infantry maybe even further than the black boat. The thing is that the time, like this one takes 4 turns to reach here. This one was just 1 turn. So, but yeah, Lilian still not making any copters. So this anti has like no job. I'm looking at the position. I feel like it's looking better for Lilian. Like right now, if I were to choose a side, I would pick Lilian's side. You have these 2 middle cities right here. You got a pretty decent trade here. You were able to kill infantry, damage his tank, and there's not much pressure over here on your 1 base. Maybe that's why Lilian felt comfortable making this T-copter. And you got the 2 base setup, like really, it's like on the next 2 turns, this is gonna be huge. All these infantry they're all done with the captures, right? So we got the infantry flood coming. They're just all going to move forward, supported by all these tanks, plus an anti-air. So copters now are just gonna be too late, and even an artillery will be just in time for like say this infantry, or even this one. It'll be like 1, 2, 3 turns. It'll be here. So in 3 turns, Lilian's position in this area is going to be huge, very, very strong. And I think Swagmaster is trying to do the same thing, like they both made artillery. Swagmaster is much earlier, but because there's no tanks, it's kind of tricky to solidify that position. And Swagmaster is just making a ton of mechs. We got 3 mechs here, we got 2 mechs over here. No tanks in the 1 base whatsoever, which is, wow, it's crazy. Very, very bold from Swagmaster on the 1 base side. And it looks like, oh, how did that get vision? Oh, because this infantry was there. So Lilian's gonna get that to KO. And the 2 base is just gonna start moving forward, trying to go for these 2 cities, which will 100% go for Lilian at this point. Look, all these tanks are moving forward. We get a medium tank. Okay, interesting. And they're just gonna play it defensively here on the 1 base side. Just like, fine, he can have those cities. Like, I'm just never gonna get them pretty much. And yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. Like, you can definitely contest it at first, which was what happened. But right now that all this army's getting to this area, there's no way for the 1 base to contest this. So we're gonna get this little setup here, the capture, the artillery behind the tank, even the mechs. This tank actually front switched the one that was healing up over here, I think it was. Now it's going towards this side, and also this tank. I don't remember where they were here. I think these are the 2 tanks that had fought over here. They're kind of front switching over to the 2 base side. We got this new tank Actually, I'm not sure. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so probably the last tank came from here and then went like this. And then the one that was really low on HP is now going towards this side. And we got this one that just healed up here. So just one tank to defend on the one base side. 100% you would not attack. You would not go for that interrupt. Mech is gonna kill an infantry there. Got a copter and just gonna stand there. Swagmaster has no vision over here whatsoever of all the units. Oh look, I learned this. Doom, look at that, beautiful. You can whoop, just hide everything, or shows the vision of the current player's turn by pressing F. You press F, boom, boom, boom. Really nice, no? So Swagmaster has no vision whatsoever. Like, what is behind this fog? Like, only sees 2 infantry. Insane. So doesn't really know what Lillian is up to, and makes a Neo tank and a mech. We're just keeping up this mech chain over here, and I think the Neo tank makes a lot of sense. I do like this Neo tank a lot. I do like Neo tanks on your strong side when you already have a bunch of vehicles supporting and infantry, like just a lot of units, and you just send the Neo tank. You have 3 tanks, for example. It might be a little bit early, but I do like it still. Like, you already have a nice composition. There's only 1 anti-air, but still, it's a good Neo tank. I think this Neo tank can put a lot of work. You just send it there with all your units and just crush everything. So Lillian is going to start that capture and it's going to go for a bold tank attack onto an infantry. And right in front of this mech, which he did see because this mech killed that infantry. But there's so many... Okay, and that they're just going to take out that mech. There's just so many vehicles from Lillian that, you know, we can definitely go for this. And we're going to take out that infantry. Here comes the artillery, tank, the medium tank. We're going to KO that infantry right there. And get another KO there. This tank just catching up over here. I'm gonna block here so that this anti doesn't get surprise attacked by a tank, maybe, you know, and makes double anti. Wow, that's a interesting buy. And we're gonna pull back from the one base. Like, yeah, no way, I am just not attacking over there, just completely pulling back. I think it's interesting that the HQs are over on the 2 base side. So once this is done pushing over here, like, maybe you can try to go for these 2 if you really want to, and if not, you can like switch over to the other side. Like, you get this city, maybe this one, then you keep going to the right, get this one, and if somehow you survive and you can get a good fight, then you can go for the HQ. It's a little bit maybe not safe. I was gonna say it is safe, but like, infantry and mechs can defend it, but vehicles do take a really long time to get there. Even like from this one goes 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. So yeah, it does take a long time to reinforce this HQ. So the HQ capture is more of a very late game kind of goal maybe. And income does seem to be pretty high. We got 25k for Swagmaster and 24k for Lillian. And Swagmaster already has this airport. We're gonna go for that comp tower as well. Copter just gonna swing towards the left because there was this anti here, so, and there's just no tank. I mean, maybe a medium tank? I don't know. That's usually what you would do in standard, and here maybe you kind of, no, just a tank. Wow, just a mech. Wow, Swagmaster, so bold. Like the one base is just like like, how do you say, it just leaves the one base hanging pretty much. has a few mechs. Copter actually just gonna swing to the left. Has made no tanks on the one base, so more so committing to a race. No, I'm gonna take over your one base side faster than you can take mine. We'll see. So yeah, here goes this city that Lillian is gonna try to flip. Looks like Swagmaster is going to get this one already, and also block these 2 silo tiles. which is really good. It makes it almost impossible to interrupt. And we're gonna start. Oof. Wait, how? Oh, okay. So this image is just gonna move forward and reveal these two forests, which are really, like, this area is really nice defensively, right? You could have a artillery, tank, infantry, like you could just make a little ball there, which is sort of maybe what Lilian's is trying to do, but it's probably not even as easy as I thought it would be possible, just due to the sheer amount of armies, of units. And so we're gonna get vision, and then this tank is gonna come in and just shoot at this infantry, sees the mech, and it's like, oops, I guess I'm just gonna get shot. But we're gonna take that guy out and probably attack with another tank onto the other infantry, and probably also attack this infantry as well. With an anti-air maybe? Maybe not, just in case there's a copter. And just pulling back, setting this artillery in this forest so that it locks this city, make it as hard as possible to get. And we're not gonna get close to the city at all. And you can see, like, boom, right? Look at the little split scenario. You got Lilian pushing really hard on the 2 base, and the same for Swagmaster on this side. So we're sort of getting close to the power, so that's something to keep in mind. Swagmaster finally does get the second comp tower. That should give him a nice boost in firepower. Always guaranteed to hit KO, plus extra firepower on roads. I think more than the roads, it's the movement that the powers will give now, and that's going to be a very big factor. Whoever can get the power first. As Swagmaster goes for this city and hits this infantry that was revealed with a recon, does not know that there's an artillery here, but does see this mech, and we're still going to shoot at it, and we're going to sit on this forest, which he did not know that there wasn't anything, but was lucky. We're gonna get that interrupt there, and almost get a KO there, and actually can't get a hit on the tank there because it's on the forest. And so, because the mech could only attack from this tile, and there was no way for a unit from Swagmaster to be next to the tank to reveal it and then hit it with a mech. The mech is kind of sad, had to just take out an infantry. And ooh, wow. We got the artillery set up here, which Leon can see. But this artillery, look, boom. It is not only defending everything, it is also pointing at the base. Dangerous. I mean, could we see a base trade scenario? Don't tell me this becomes a base trade. That'd be insane. Finally, Lilian makes it over here on the island. I assume Lilian is gonna go for, if I had to guess, maybe the comp tower. I think the comp tower maybe, to get that extra firepower. Just because you already have so many anti-airs and income is already pretty high. I don't see much of a reason to go first for the airport. Let's see. Lilian's gonna go and take that guy out and take the other infantry. Just probably gonna start getting rid of all the unit count. This copter actually just stayed here instead of going towards the left. This copter is not gonna have much of a job. Oh, and I also just noticed that Swagmaster is also spamming copters over here on the left. I think we might see a base trade here. That's kind of crazy. I'm gonna start this capture. It does not seem like these players are shifting to the other side, which is something that I was thinking could be possible. We're just going full vertically, like vertical, boom, pouring into the one base side. Here comes the medium tank. Artillery, same thing. It is locking that base and protecting these units. This mech, I mean, you can't even shoot at that anti-air. Yeah, this is looking very, very problematic for the one bases. We're gonna get that to hit KO. A little bit lucky there, We're gonna get a shot at the tank instead of interrupting, and another first strike with a tank. Our first strike onto that infantry, probably to delay captures. Doesn't seem like Smackmaster has that many infantry either, so maybe that's why Lillian is targeting them. There is a lot of mechs though, but you do have this healthy infantry, and this one will probably go to a comm tower. What will the mech shoot at? Maybe the recon, or just sit back? Oh, okay, we're gonna clear that tank. Okay, we got a mega tank. Wow. I mean, yeah, I mean, anything less than a medium tank is probably not good, because a tank, this artillery with 20% extra firepower is gonna leave it at, oof, probably like 4, I think, somewhere around there, and then heals up to 6, so it's kind of worthless. So you have to make a medium tank at least, and then it gets brought down to like 6 maybe with an artillery. He's up to 8. Neo tank probably to also 6 or 7. So tricky. And it looks like now Lillian is sending these 2 units over to the left. So maybe now he is trying to switch to the other side and defend the one base. Maybe trying to think, okay, this army is going to try to overwhelm this. Maybe not the base, because again, Swagmaster also has 31k, has the power also ready. But Swagmaster could make a mega tank just like this, and then you can never get the base. But at least you get a bunch of these properties. Like you can get this one, which it looks like Lillian will be getting, and this city and this comm tower. Maybe even go for the airport, you know. But then just like shift to the other side, because bases are very resilient, especially when you make a mega tank. And Swagmaster decides to use the super. Okay, so, oh wait, no, this is Swagmaster. I was gonna say this anti could reach the copter, but no. Swagmaster, with the things that Swagmaster can see. I mean, you can hit this tank, and you can probably clear everything here. But there's this artillery here. I think, oh, this mech can do 2, 4. Look at that. So this mech can hit here. This Neo tank, 2, 4, 6, 8. It cannot reach the artillery, but it can definitely clear this up. Yeah, I think this is going to be a big cleanup here on Lillian's one base side. So let's see. Boom. We're going to take that infantry first, and then clear that guy. Whoa, with extra firepower from the road as well. Get that KO. Take that guy out. Ooh, this is at 2. Clear that. This mech has nothing to shoot at. And okay, we're gonna get vision with a copter, and then boom. And then tank is gonna injure the artillery. We're gonna clear that mech. Probably Neo tank onto the tank. Oh, nice. We're gonna sit on the airport and take that guy. And now these two have no vision. Like, now we'll see on when it switches the turn. And again, we're gonna see Swagmaster going to the right, it seems. Yeah, look at that, boom. Except for this guy, copter, anti-air. This anti-air, okay, towards the right. So yeah, trying to save this area. So I wonder how hard they're gonna commit onto killing the base. And we got another mega tank. The mega tank buy is like, you know, medium tank is your panic buy button. Like, I don't want any more pressure on my one base side. The mega tank is like, help. Like, there's nothing left here. I need immediate help. Mega tank buy. Also, just because you have an artillery pointing at it, it's like, oof. But the artillery can shoot at the mega tank. I think it deals, maybe not that much. I think it probably deals like 1 or 2, especially with the power on. But Lillian has it on the road, so maybe with a super it can deal. Nah, it probably deals like 2 damage, and then it has to heal up. So it's an expensive repair. But anyways, probably gonna do something similar here, cleaning up. Doesn't seem like Lillian is gonna use the super. We're gonna get that tower, flip those 2 cities, and that'll probably be it. Unless maybe going for the airport and then just shifting over here to the left. And yeah, just sending these reinforcements. Medium tank, anti-air, try to support here at the base. There you go. Gets one shot, does 1 damage. That's really annoying. But it does force repairs. And okay, this tank does this weird movement just because this copter can see it. And so it moves towards the right into the fog. And then goes towards the left. It's so that Swagmaster doesn't know that these tanks are actually going to the other side, right? Moving outside of the vision of the copter. And look at that. Even moves this tank like on top of the comm tower, maybe on purpose, so that it seems that everything is moving towards the right, like it's going over here towards the airport. That tank gets out of vision, so that's fine. So yeah, everything is kind of moving towards the left. The mega tank even sitting on the base to shoot. Wow. So that's gonna be it for this way. It's just gonna sit there probably. We're gonna start a capture on the airport and take that guy out. Probably get ready to capture this property next turn. Doesn't look like Swagmaster is gonna try to take over the space with this mega tank sitting there, which makes a lot of sense. You just deal 1 or 2 damage. We're gonna sit on that forest with this mech, so that makes it really, really annoying. Just blocking off any reinforcements over here. Doesn't seem to be going for the comm tower just yet. Copter's gonna run away. Try to get a setup here maybe to defend these 2 cities, possibly. And Mega Tank, look at that. It's gonna wait on the base. Oof. Wow. So much has gone like so far in this match. It's crazy. And we're getting into this new stage where what do you do? Like if you're one of the players, what do you do? Like this happens a lot. Like you're in a fog match. Maybe you get to a certain objective. Oh yeah, I took this corner, I took this side, I took this whatever. And it's like, okay, what do I do? Do I keep pushing? Do I go to the other side? Do I go towards the middle? Like there's a lot of decisions to do, like of where you send your army now, where do you invest, what part of the map you try to take over. And so that's what we're seeing these players do right now. So Lilian over here has no vision. Look at that. You definitely need like a recon here. You could make an infantry and put it here. There's an artillery here. I guess a recon also would just get shot and taken out by artillery. There is a recon here, so this one can just move onto the forest, maybe provide some vision. But we're gonna get that comm tower. So because Lilian doesn't have this comm tower and actually went for the airport first rather than the airport, then which was what I thought he'd be doing. Lilian's gonna have 2 comm towers against one of Swagmaster, which is this one, until Swagmaster flips this one. We're gonna get another shot on that mega tank, just draining a little bit of funds every turn and pretending like the whole army is here, and it's not. It's actually moving towards the left. Recon is gonna move over there, get some vision. I'm gonna start a capture and see that copter. We're gonna just risk it and go into the forest, which is nice. But you can still move this guy here and then shoot at it. Oh, actually never mind. Yeah, you just take it out. So now this mega tank is all alone. T-copter, probably a meg here, right? Yeah, there you go. Neo tank over here. And mega tank is just gonna sit. I mean, you could even put that mega tank here. No, we're just gonna leave it there. So we're both players are just leaving the mega tank on the one base, not wanting to give it up. But it is very interesting how different it is, because Swagmaster thinks, or Lilian is trying to make him think, that the army is still here. That's trying to it's trying to wrap around and overtake this base or the airport or something. When in reality, it's not. Like Swagmaster can only see 4 units right now, and all this army is kind of moving towards the left. So we got these 3 tanks, 3 medium tanks, 2 anti-airs, and this infantry, T-copter, recon, just all the support. And over here, there's just 1 or 2 shooting, one tank and one anti to clear the airport if anything gets built. And these infantry are just gonna block these forests. So this one base from Swagmaster is never gonna be able to pour out. You just, I mean, not never, but at least not in the short term. We're gonna shoot again at that mega tank, start that com tower capture, even that city, this city as well. We're gonna go for some attacks, very confidently here, Swagmaster. And the crazy thing also is that Lilian hasn't used the superpower, so still has it, still has that card, you know, in the hand or under the sleeve. I'm not sure if that's a saying in English, but put the recon on the city. Anti-air also on defensive terrain, start that capture, a new tank on the force to protect, and Megs interrupt that capture. So this recon actually spotted these two tanks on this medium tank, and now it's like, okay, ooh, this might get rough. But this is kind of a very disadvantaged area for Swagmaster to fight in. There's no reinforcements coming so far, but it's kind of hard for these vehicles. And for Lilian here, it's going to be just 2, maybe 3 turns of reinforcement. This medium tank could even get a hit, I think, with the super. 2, 4, 6, 7, boom. Mega tank is just going to stand on the base. And we're going to get the Trail of Woe from Lilian. I think this is going to be devastating. This could be a really good turn for Lilian. Lilian is down on unit count, just barely, because then you build and you go up, and it's also due to the copter spam from Swagmaster. But yeah, this super can be, I think, pretty strong. You can take this copter out, you can definitely take this guy out, this one, take some anti-airs out, although we have no copters, so you can maybe just leave the anti-airs be. We'll have to see. So we're gonna go for the airport first. Shoot at that mega tank. Here comes the medium tank. Yeah, one hit kills that recon. Okay, we take out the anti-air. Go for the 2 KO. Take out the mech. We reveal the neo tank. Ooh, are we gonna get a medium tank first strike onto this neo tank? It is on a forest though. Ooh, look at that recon. That's crazy. But I'm not sure how much damage this is gonna do. Probably leaves it at like 5. Oh, very nice. Kills a copter there. That's really nice. 2, 4, 6, 8. Maximum movement. Take out that copter. This turn is devastating. And take that out. We're gonna obviously take this copter out. And just get there. Probably considering this mutant cannot do 2, 4, 6, 7. Ooh, one more time and gonna reach this road. If you could somehow clear this infantry, like tank something, and then you do 2, 4, 5, 6 attack with a medium tank from the road. Ooh, that'd be really strong. But no, medium tank is gonna take out that tank, gonna take out that copter, and just attack that anti-air. So, ooh. Just clearing up all the supporting units that the neo tank had. Brutal turn. Oof. And Swagmaster is now getting back that com tower and now has the charge after that brutal turn to get a Trail of Woe. But there's just not a lot of units really. Like, I think this tank can reach. Yeah, it can hit this anti-air. Let's see. Anti is gonna come in and take that infantry out. Tank is gonna attack that. It's not gonna KO it. But now that one is gonna be dead. We're gonna do that overkill. And I think that's a KO. Yeah. New tank is just... Ooh, can you take out that tank out? Yeah, because no extra firepower. Same here. Alright, the artillery found a nice placement because it points at these tiles. So like, if Lilian wants to attack from the silo, it can get shot at. But it did get seen by this tank. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it couldn't just wrap around, so it had to go like this. But Lilian is going to know that there's an artillery here. And it's going to cover a little bit here. and bring all the supporting units so that if Lilian decides to keep attacking, we can retaliate. There's 3 medium tanks though, and a neo tank. And okay, there's a bomber being made here. Possibly to want to take out the base. We'll have to see. Also, just because there's a lot of tech ups. Bombers 1-hit KO medium tanks pretty reliably, especially with 2 towers. Oof. And we're gonna get these 2 cities, both of them flipping this back city, which is 1 turn from the from the base. What is this game? Gonna get some vision. Ooh, that mega tank does not see the bomber. That mega tank, oh, just on a road. I mean, okay, there's an anti-air, right? So even if this bomber gets a shot, it is going to die to this anti-air. So it's not that much value for the bomber, really. It only deals like 5 damage to a mega tank, and then it gets killed. It's like, yeah, probably not worth. Double anti-air, predicting maybe something, this airport, or just also the lack of anti-air here, because there's some copters. And Lilian is not gonna keep pushing, but has been able to hold this city, so it does have the income advantage. But the bigger thing is that Lilian has the unit count and value lead. Like look at those values: 30 to 22 units, and 200,000 versus 150 or 160 now with repairs. So pretty big deal. Copter looks like it just run into like the fog. Look at that. Just went to get some vision. Actually got trapped right there. And we're gonna reveal that forest, but we can't attack it with anything. And we're gonna take out that recon. Ooh, really bold. Is this a GG turn maybe? Because attacking bomber into this anti-air next to this one, this neo tank, like from a planes to kill an infantry right next to this seems like a GG turn, I think, which would be very fair because Lilian's position is definitely much better. Okay, we're gonna make a sub and we're gonna see the GG. GG Slugmaster and GG Lilian. Very nice game. I did not expect it to play like that. Just the level of push that there was on the opponent's 1 base side. I was predicting more like, okay, you get these contested, then these like secondary contested one, and then you kind of shift over to the other side. But it seems really hard for the 1 base to reinforce. And once the 2 base has this area, it's easy because you have area, you can have all your units, and the 1 base doesn't have that many units, and it's like all squeezed into this tiny area. It makes it so that the 2 base has more tactical options. It makes it really hard. This airport is also really vulnerable as well. Like it's nice to have on the 1 base side, but once the 2 base is already in this area, this airport is under so much threat. And it's so obvious that you're gonna be making air that having an anti-air, just 1 anti-air and just leaving it back, it's like, okay, this airport is now worthless. So yeah, really nice game. I think the turn, I feel like it was very even until this. Well, actually, the main difference for me was the fact that Swagmaster decided to just stay here and not like switch over to this side to defend, while we saw Lilian already sending a few units to the left, and then here Swagmaster committing, and then Lilian sending these things over to the left. I wonder if Swagmaster thought that Lilian was still trying to be here and didn't really know of this whole front switch. And then here Swagmaster gets into this position, oof, just like trying to be like, okay, I'm gonna take the city. And did see like a few units, didn't see this medium tank, but did see these 2 tanks and this 1 medium tank. But just in range of the super from Lilian, this was devastating. This next turn was just boom, like brutal. And from there, there's just no way to claw back. So yeah, very nicely played. Let's go to the next one. Okay, we got the second game of the semifinals, and in this case we have Vicarious against Talos. Talos went with Cole again, but Vicarious is the only one to not go for coal. Instead, went for Adder. And the difference here is obviously that Adder is not gonna get the extra firepower as a day-to-day and from the powers, which is one of the main things from coal, just getting that super and just having a brutal firepower increase to just actually KO stuff that would otherwise not be possible. With Adder, we're gonna see a lot of powers, just like normal power. So that's gonna be very interesting, especially with the amount of infantry that there is and mechs and stuff like that. So let's see. Let's try to pay attention if there's any difference. Okay, so there already is a difference here. Vincarius is not gonna go for an early income, and instead it looks like he'll go for this city and then try to rush this double city. Talos is just gonna go for, oh wait, actually the same thing. Wow, that's crazy. So yes, faster income here, but try to rush these contested cities first. So they're actually having like mirror opening, which is really funny. We're gonna get that city. Now we go for this back one. I think if you have to decide here whether to go for this one or this one, like this one is nice because then you jump over here and you get this one, maybe this one even later on. This one is more so to later go for this airport, but it's this mountain tile and this one, they're just slowing it down so much because you go here and then you need 1, 2, 3 turns to get to the airport, which really sucks. But here you do here and then in 2 turns you're capturing. I guess another thing for this infantry would be to go back and start this capture. So yeah, we'll see. Whoa, Vincarius again is skipping this. Probably gonna try to rush that airport. It's a very interesting capture phase by Vincarius here. Skipping a lot of cities. Let's see if Talos does the same. What? That is insane. How are they having the same capture phase and just like skipping the exact same cities? I guess the difference here is that Vincarius is like Talos went for this back one first and Vincarius went for this one. So yeah, we are gonna rush that airport. We're gonna need a mech and an artillery. Okay. The artillery in 1, 2 turns, it can protect this right here. So now we're going for that city. And we're gonna make a tank. So very different openings here. Artillery mech for Vincarius and just tank for Talos. There goes the airport capture. Got the mech chain here going for Vincarius, which I guess the funds were not enough to make a tank, so there goes the mech chain. I feel like mechs are pretty decent in the 2-base side. Yeah, I think mechs are pretty decent on the 2-base side. I had seen Plague say something on the Discord that made so much sense about mechs, and Plague is a big time mech user. He comes from Days of Ruin, where mechs apparently are like slightly buffed, and he'll always make mechs in his matches. And he said something like mechs on the 2-base side will always get value because, you know, when you make a mech on your 1-base side, it's like to defend, you know, from like an incoming attack. But the thing is that from the 1-base side, it's similar as like to RDs in a sense. When you don't have enough units, it'll be hard to get it to attack what you want to, and they'll have a lot of units. Like they'll be covering their tanks with infantry and stuff like that because they're coming from their 2-base, and so that's why it's kind of hard to get value with your mech from your 1-base side, or it's easy to counter that mech really. But on your 2-base side, because you're pushing forward and you have so much, it's like sort of as having an artillery because you have so many infantry there to cover it. And then if they send a tank to attack something, to attack an infantry or a tank or something, you have that mech backing it up, or you have that mech backing up your infantry. Because it is on your 2-base side where you're forcing fights pretty much. And so having artillery or mechs when you're forcing fights means that you have a retaliating unit that gets a lot of value. Whether it's a mech, it costs only 3k, to deal as much damage as a tank, or an artillery that costs 6k and can deal more damage than a tank can. Anyways, back to the match. We're gonna keep on the mech chain here going. We got the Amber Blaze is just making lots of mechs. We're gonna spot this infantry, but Talos doesn't see much, only sees this infantry, and does see this city captured. I think it's funny that they did, they both did something similar. Wait, yeah, from the one base, you get it, like this infantry got the city and then got this one and then just walked back, and this artillery is locking that city, so if Talos decides to start capturing it, it's just gonna get shot at by that artillery. But Vincarious made a tank over here and a recon on this side, so no tank. So it's gonna be really hard for Vincarious to defend from an early tank, and that's what Talos made, an early tank on this side. So we'll have to see. Whoa, look at that! Talos even like he's like, he smells something. He's like, something might be up there. Like, I'm just not gonna go for that city just yet. Actually, just gonna go for that one for now. I'll get that one later. It's fine. I'm gonna back up here, and yeah, like you don't want to get greedy over there because although you don't see anything, it's like, you know, because you're already there. Like on your 2 base, you're already with units here to defend that or try to get it. It makes sense that they would as well. And this infantry is just gonna move here to get vision. Okay. Mech, tank. So double tank on the 1 base side, so more defensive. Interesting. Very different compositions here. So Vincarious is actually going for the neutral city instead of the pre-owned. Although maybe this one will go here. No. Oh, okay. Interesting. So we're gonna get the double mech there supporting this capture. And just defending this position over here. Not even gonna try to get that city. Copter. Wow, just 1 tank. Talos is gonna be ahead in so many tanks. This is similar to, sort of similar to the other match, where one went heavier on tanks and the other one went more like mixed composition. So this, yeah, it definitely is a nice tile for this tank to attack on. There is 2 mechs in range to attack. The only thing is that you're gonna need a vision, so I wouldn't be surprised if this infantry kills this and then you sit with the other one. Yeah, there you go, boom. Oh, and actually attacks the mech. Yeah, that can definitely work. I'm not the... Like, I feel like a lot of people think that just sending infantry into mechs is a huge value. Sometimes it's not. I think it just really depends. Because mechs have so much defense, you get these trades. And yeah, you want mechs to shoot like at vehicles, but if a mech gets to kill an infantry, it's still quite valuable. And especially on the 1 base side, because every infantry on the 1 base side is so valuable. And they're so scarce. So here goes the recon. Boom, we're gonna try to take that. I'm not sure that's gonna be possible to take out really. Because without a comp tower, it's not guaranteed recon with infantry. Ooh, maybe from the road. Does not get it. Oh, actually it doesn't even matter if it's from the road because it's adder. So actually are going to get that 2 KO, or 3 KO actually. Put the artillery maybe here, right here in this spot so it points at that city. No, on the road. Why on the road? We need to cover the recon, like from these tiles. Meg is gonna finish off that infantry. That one's gonna heal up. I'm gonna bring that one. Okay. And a black boat for Vincarious to try to get this island over here. And double recon. Very interesting buys by Vincarious. Very like out of the ordinary. I feel like it's very normal to see people just make lots of tanks. So we're gonna 2 KO this infantry, and I don't think Talos knows that there's an artillery just yet. So maybe that's why he's not gonna send this tank. I feel like he can smell that there's an artillery. Yeah, he's just sitting there. We're gonna get these captures, and we're gonna start a capture with that mech. I am liking the position more for Talos. Just feel like it feels like there's a better defense over here for Talos, and there's not that many units for Vincarius over here yet. And that might be because there was a lot of mechs, because I'm not sure, maybe the captures. So let's see, anti-air is gonna be a little bit late, so we'll see if Talos decides to use this copter. It would be able to get a free hit. Probably like 2 hits actually, because this anti-air is gonna take a while. It's gonna get here and then 2, 4, 6, yeah. Let's see if Talos actually decides to go with a copter. Like you can hit this mech and then infantry. I guess it's not guaranteed because it's a mech. So let's see, now yes, the tank is gonna move in. We're gonna take out that recon with the mech, and then get a few first strikes here on infantry. And although that artillery can get a shot here, it can still be pretty decent for Talos next turn because there's so many mechs, and there's this tank as well. This anti-air is just 1 turn too late to defend from this copter, so that copter can get away with 1 attack. If like Vincarius would be able to spot this tank, you could safely assume, okay, this tank is not an anti-air, right? So I can attack safely with my copter, because this is the vehicle that you need to know if it's an anti-air or not. This tank is actually gonna shift towards the left, and we're gonna just poke at that mech with an infantry and defend over here. I'm gonna start these back captures. This is gonna be the last ones left, and I'm gonna take out that infantry. Artillery actually just it's gonna finish off that infantry right there instead of shooting at the tank. Interesting. We're gonna use the cop. Wow. Why was that the order of attack? I guess there wasn't a way to clear this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, you sort of can. You can use this infantry. Oh no, but then you don't have vision. Oof. Yeah, I think so. It might be the only way to clear this city is using the artillery. But I'm surprised that Vincarius one didn't finish this guy off, and then he used his copter to attack that mech instead of the tank. Now we're gonna go for that capture, and we're gonna capture these with mechs. Very funny. And another mech. Wow, there's just been so many mechs. But definitely this map, it can lend itself to make mechs very viable. We're gonna take out that recon, and we're gonna severely injure that artillery and take it out with a mech. Start that capture and sort of trap the copter, right? It's kind of like, oof, where can it go? And wherever it goes, it's gonna get taken out by this anti-air. So Vincarius would have to clear something so that this copter can escape. But I'm not sure if, again, more copters. We're gonna get a little first strike there. Probably not engage over here, just let this happen. Again, there's not much vision here, so Talos doesn't really know, so it's understandable to be a little scared, and with reason for sure. And actually Vincarius is gonna use a side slip. Wow. So you can get this kill with this mech here. This infantry can get a first strike. Does this copter reach 2, 4, 6, 7? No. Okay. So let's see what the side slip is for. Okay, it enables that. So you go 2, 4, 6, 7. Take that guy out. Get this both attacks. And we're gonna take that tank and block here. so that this tank can't attack this tank. Finishing off these two backs. Finish offing. What? We're gonna start this capture over here and bringing this anti-air. So now finally this is all supported by an anti-air. There's an ambulance or something running around with its siren. And here goes the forced march by Talos. Oof, that was one loud fire truck. So we're gonna get that KO onto that copter. Using that extra movement. Doesn't get a KO there. Not sure if it was possible. Gets the kill there. Gets a shot with a mech. Ooh, nice. And there's probably a KO. Ooh, almost. And all he's reinforcing, which is really nice. These are caught up with these. Actually, yeah. 1, 2, 3. So many mechs. And we're gonna almost kill this one. Copter's just gonna run away. And we're getting into a similar scenario as the last game. This tank is like sitting here to protect the airport, just scared of maybe an anti or something. Trying to pump out as many vehicles as possible here to try to offer a defense. So it's kind of like a damage race scenario. We're gonna get some vision. Here we're gonna pull back with the mechs, same with the tank, copters, everything's just gonna pull back, stay out of range. But so far, Vincarious has been able to get away with denying these 3 cities so far and holding this one and these 2. So he does have the income lead, but at what cost, right? So the unit value is like 117 for Talos and 85,000 for Vincarious. It's pretty big difference, almost like 30k. Even after buying, it's gonna still be behind the unit value, which is a pretty big deal. So if nothing happens, you know, and that income difference stays, then it can help a lot in carriers to catch up and then have eventually a bigger unit value lead. But I feel like unit value tends to be more important or more valuable than income, at least in the short term, right? Especially when there's a brawl going, there's just like stuff going on. Having that unit value is going to add up a lot. This tank looks like it goes here to see if there's anything blocking, if there's any unit over here. This anti is in range to shoot at anything built, but there's no way of getting vision out of that airport. And we're not starting any captures here, just probably blocking here. I'm gonna start a capture with a mech and probably these 2 mechs as well. We're just capturing mechs. We're just capturing cities with mechs in this match. We got the triple mech here. We got a rocket here. What? Wow. Okay. I mean, yeah, that can be a strong rocket. You can definitely protect this city from this forest or this city. Wow, this is gonna be interesting. It's looking to be similar, but a little bit different than the last game. I feel like we might see a shift towards the sides instead of keep going, pushing forward. And like Talos is preparing with his rocket to defend from a deep push by Vincarious. So let's see, what does Vincarious do? Okay, we're going to the side. We're gonna defend here. I mean, there's no vision, right? So it's really he sees no units. Like as far as Vincarious would know, like maybe Talos, instead of being here, he could be switching stuff to the right. Doesn't know, right? It's like really tricky. But it does look like stuff is moving towards the left. Maybe preparing to get this city next turn. Look at that tank going towards the left. A funny little loop around because maybe thinks that there's something here with vision. And tear slightly towards the left. Tank also to the left. So yeah, trying to go towards the middle. Tank, copter. No tech ups just yet, unless you want to consider rockets as tech up, but I don't consider rockets as a tech up. I usually think of tech ups as medium tanks, neo tanks, mega tanks, bombers. Like the classic is medium tank, and bomber. Mega tank is just a bit too much. But anyways, we're gonna finish off these 2 captures. So now we're almost caught up on income, but Talos is a little bit ahead in unit value. This recon is shifting towards the left, and it looks like Talos actually wants to commit more into this corner. Try to flip the comp tower, try to maybe flip the airport. I feel like taking the airport could be really strong because that's how you can spam units and try to hold and create more unit count and try to hold your position over here. Also interesting that this rocket went over to this forest, so it protects this city. It's pretty much like impossible to get that city now because this rocket is behind rivers, behind in a forest, behind the city. Like you could put an infantry here, so it's gonna be like really hard to take that rocket out. I'm gonna have some stuff in position, just vision here. Just can't really see much, right? Everything is just outside of range. Just being very careful with the position because you have these mountains, so Vicarious just puts everything just outside of range. Same here. So yeah, just protecting the airport, just leaving this tank here so that no anti-air can just come in and boom start taking out copters. And it looks to me like, yeah, like Talos wants to take over this little corner. Probably wants to take out these 2. And Vicarious, again, no vision, right? So I have to like move a little bit. What's going on? Okay, goes for that interrupt there. And that's it, just gonna send the tank and leave it to die pretty much, just so as to delay this capture for at least 1 more turn. And actually Talos doesn't have another infantry here to join cap, so it's gonna be delayed quite a bit. Kind of moving towards the middle. This tank also going towards the left. Yeah, look at that, going towards the middle. So very different game plan now for both players. Talos wants to go for this corner. Vicarious does not want to go for the corner. Talos is preparing to defend the corner. Vicarious is not. It's not going for that. So this could be very dangerous. Like Talos could get caught off guard. This huge investment to defend here, while the whole army could go over here and then overwhelm this bigger army by Talos. We're gonna finally get the comp tower back there. We got our first tech up, a Neo tank by Vicarious on the 2-base side. I feel like it's probably gonna go this way, so like to reinforce. So all this is just gonna all gather here and try to defend this city and try to take over these. Copter's gonna come in and boom, get an attack there. Doesn't really see much. Doesn't see anything over here. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna start that capture. Mech's protecting the other mech. And I'm gonna take out that tank. And yeah, there's no infantry to join cap, so it's gonna be a little bit delayed. The artillery is protecting the capture, also locking this tile so nothing. So like say copter gets made and then a tank sits here to prevent an anti-air to hit it. Now you have our artillery, so you can definitely take that tank out and then enable the kill. It's like this airport is lost by Vicarious and has been lost for a while now, and Talos wants to maintain it that way. But it's interesting that everything is just outside of vision, right? And this whole defense, artillery locking this city, this rocket locking this one. These copters are now starting to go towards the side. You can see them 1, 2, 3. They're all just like shifting towards the left, try to shift towards the middle, not knowing really where Vicarious is, but probably predicting that if there is no attack here, like look, there's no units over here attacking this comp tower, so he can predict that all these units are kind of going towards the side. Make another copter, and again, like they can barely see each other. So we're gonna go for an interrupt there. We're gonna get a copter hit. That copter's gonna be dead. It's double anti-air. Actually gonna take out that infantry, so this comp tower will be unflipped for a while now. And kind of moving out, artillery moving onto this forest. All these units that are sort of in the middle. Is Recon in his silo, just kind of gathering up in the middle, trying to probably defend this. Like, everything is just in range to defend this. So you got these 2 infantries, all these vehicles, Neo tank also going towards the middle. We even got an infantry in range to possibly start this capture. But yeah, front switching is hard and takes a while just because how slow infantry are, right? So like these infantry, they only move 3 tiles a turn, so, and vehicles move way faster, so you gotta, it's taking a while. We got these just like moving this way towards the side, but in like next turn, Vicarious could definitely just pour into this space, especially with the power. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. And Talos has no vision of it. Like, when I take out that and get vision with this recon, get this infantry position to start capturing the comp tower next turn, get that kill, start that capture, get that kill there, with all these mechs. These mechs are also pointing at the base. You can use the mountain, which is really nice. And just sitting here, artillery protecting the tank and everything. And these things in the middle. Oh, this comes out in range of this anti-air. It makes a bomber. Wow. This bomber is probably to take over the space. So I think Talos wants to sort of overrun the space in a few turns. Okay, let's see. More copters being made by Talos going towards the side. Just infantry, so it seems like maybe... Oh, just, yeah, because of the bomber buy. Ooh. Will Incarius use a power now, maybe? I don't think it would be of much value, because there isn't many vehicles here in range. Sure, you can take out this copter, but the main army is over here. It's kind of far away from Incarius' main army. Wow. I mean, look at what he can see, right? Let's see. Recon is gonna move in first, getting vision, trying to spot some vehicles. Nope, doesn't see anything. The other Recon gonna move in, get some vision, maybe some vehicles. And this is probably where Incarius is like, I won't use my power. It's not worth. I'm just gonna move in, take that out, get that kill on the anti-air, take out that Recon. Okay, we're actually gonna take out a copter there. And oh wow, decides to use sidestep. Huh. Interesting. Let's see what he decides to do. Okay, we're gonna... Whoa, that was a one-hit KO? Wow. We're gonna stop that capture. Just gonna get a lot of vehicle hits onto mechs, I guess. Get a first strike there. And just move everything. Sort of like a reinforcement side slip. I guess it enabled some of these attacks, extra stats as well, but it wasn't like a big power turn. But the thing is that now Talos did see all of this, and now this whole army is kind of like without a job, you know? But I guess you could start sending these forward and try to contest these cities, because you do have a lot of infantry now. You have tank, artillery, copter. This rocket is just... The rocket is gonna take forever to move out. This was a very defensive rocket. So there we go. We're gonna get Trail of Woe. Whoa. Regon's gonna move in. Boom. Get a bunch of vision. Infantry is gonna... was trying to step onto the airport and it's gonna get trapped. It's very sad. Copter gonna... Ooh, one hit KO that one. We're gonna take out that anti-air. Okay. KO that infantry. Attack the mech. Rocket is actually gonna move towards the middle, it seems. Huh. So instead of going out over here, it looks like this stuff is gonna go towards the side. Yeah, look at that. This 2 HP copter doesn't get it, but the mech does. More copters, even the tank is going towards the side. Wow, like not going for these at all. Interesting. Bomber's gonna even move in. It's gonna be 2, 4, 6, 7. It's gonna be in range to protect this copter from an anti-air, but that's it. and even pulling back from over here from the corner, and just trying to have one big battle here in the middle. I mean, if you look at this, which one would you pick, right? That's what I always try to think. Which side would you rather be playing as right now? This is what Vicarious can see. You can definitely get a copter kill here, get another copter tag. I do think Talos has more copters. There's just more air stuff for Talos. And sending your last anti-air is probably not a good idea, because if it gets taken out, then you don't have any air defenses. And he doesn't know it, but there's a bomber even. Like, yeah, I think I'd probably not send that anti-air. Let's see. Okay, he does do it. He does send the anti-air, kill that, and gets another side slip. Okay, so maybe we can get a nice turn here and join these guys over here as well and try to definitely protect the anti-air. Like, you really do not want that anti-air to get taken out. So we're gonna take those, get a copter on copter, and take that out. Oh, I forgot that there's this copter right here in the airport. So that's gonna be nice. Probably put the tank here maybe? No? Okay. I guess no tank can really reach this anti-air. Just because Talos has the super right now, it means that unless he can... I mean, you would have to take this guy out or the recon and then... No, wait, not even. The only way would be like taking this infantry with this one, for example, and then killing this copter with a copter, but I'm not sure you can get that kill, and then tank. Something like that. And all these reinforcements going towards the side, and just nothing over here. Like this side has only these 3 units defending in case Talos decides to push forward, which he could definitely do that, but he doesn't know that there's nothing here. I mean, he doesn't see anything, right? But you can definitely like move a little bit. Thing is, it's kind of risky because you have this defense, and if you send the defense forward to try to capture stuff, and then that defense or that tiny army gets destroyed, now you have no defense whatsoever, and they can now start pushing over here, and then Vicarious can start flipping these things. So actually, Talos is gonna doesn't get the KO, so we're gonna get it there. Okay, gets the KO. We're gonna stop that capture. At all this, they're even on income, and they're pretty even on all accounts, I'd say. Got the rocket going. I think just because of the rocket, it might be even better for Vicarious, because it's like 15k that has no use for now. And also there's this stuff here, like the artillery and the 2 mechs here that are not having any use. So it almost, like, although they're even in value, there's more value for Vicarious right here that can do stuff. Artillery over here, very defensive, like protecting these tiles. Yeah, just gonna make one big ball here of units. Bomber is not gonna reveal itself. It's actually a pretty decent turn by Vicarious there. Getting a bunch of little KOs. And just gaining this position as well. Being able to join the big army with the smaller army that was over here. Just joining it there, that's really nice. So now we got one big army versus one big army. And there's actually a lot to gain by Vicarious in this area, and a lot to lose for Talos here. So it is an important area to be fighting in. Like, Talos has to defend. It is so close to the 2 base though, and there's so many things. I don't think Vicarious wants to push into here, but maybe want to try to flip something. But it's probably really, really hard. Let's see. Recon is gonna get some vision there. Okay, we're gonna finish off some of these infantries, take out another copter with that anti-air, since there's 2 anti-airs coming. And we're gonna start a capture and just set up here defense. All these tanks, usually you have infantry and tanks on the front, artillery behind to defend, and then all your copters and anti-airs and even your tech ups are all behind that. Like, this is your classic formation. Just because tanks, they can't get KO'd very easily. You need a bomber or any tank, something like that. And you have a lot of them, so you can spare 1 or 2, whatever, and your infantry in front. Artillery to be defending from afar. And then all the other stuff that get KO'd or that is of a lot of value, you just keep it in the back. Copters, neo-tanks, anti-airs. So you go, got the copter, got this anti-air here. And we got a bomber now, wow. But no neo-tank from Talos though. Like, this is what Vincarious can see. Like, got double bomber. There's a lot of income on this map. It's 26k, so you could be making like a neo-tank every turn if you wanted, or you know, every other turn. But now this is forcing Talos to do something to interrupt this capture, right? So let's see what he decides to do. Tries to run in, get some vision, gets trapped, but does get to reveal a couple of units. Gonna take out that anti-air and try to take these out. This rocket still slowly marching forward. And we are gonna send this infantry and probably put the artillery behind. Okay, we're gonna go for 2 KO, so okay. Artillery can just stay here then. And just group up everything. And just keeping in range is always really important. You always want to have an infantry set in place to be in range to interrupt that capture. Or else you're gonna be forced to send a tank. And you don't want to do that. But yeah, just being very chill here. They're both like defending. No one's trying to sneak a capture or anything. The whole attention, the whole match right now is happening right here. So we're gonna take out those 2 infantry that took out the one that was here. I'm gonna take out one over here. Got that copter and start this capture again. Got a nice first strike. And just again, do a little ball here. Units got the neo tank and the bomber and the copters. These all the way back here. Just staying really far in the back so that they're not sniped by copters or something. Always gotta be careful. Maybe a power, you know, get that extra movement, and all of a sudden all your army gets kind of wiped out. And now this black boat has no job. So even trickier now because. Like you have to interrupt it with this 1 infantry. Now there's this recon in this forest which you can't take out because you need 3 tiles. I guess you can. You attack this infantry and then you take it out with 2. Oof. So it's making it really tricky and kind of forcing this fight. Ooh, look at that. Reveals all these units, that recon. The artillery, the copters. It's like, okay, we both know all the attention is going over here right now. We're gonna get a first strike there. Oh, it looks like Talos is going in. Are you gonna go for a power maybe? I think this is a power turn. And we go for the forced march. Ooh. Okay. So this is what you fear. This is, if you're Vincarious, this is what you're afraid of. You don't want them to get a power and all of a sudden like right through your army. So let's see what Talos has in mind. This bomber cannot reach this neo tank though. This 2, 4, 6, 8. So I can take this artillery maybe out. Ooh, let's see what he decides to do. He can get that KO there. Ooh, gets that KO there. Nice. Okay. Copter finishing up that. Anti-air, boom. Ooh, the only thing is that Talos is not going to have any more anti-airs after this one. So that bomber, which he does not see, is going to roam free. Bomber's going to come in and... Whoa! 1 hit KOs that anti-air. Damn. Okay. I injured that anti-air severely. So now this bomber is going to be unpunished also. Like, there's not going to be something that can hit it. Like, this anti-air can hit it, deal like... It's going to leave it at 3, at 7, and then it's going to die. Okay. Okay. Rocket moves to this HQ, probably? Yeah, there you go. What does it do? Protects this copter. But yeah, just went all in this turn to interrupt the capture and just get a bunch of attacks, first strikes. Oof, if you look at the unit count and value, is a pretty big difference. 159 value against 230, 42 units against 31. And just setting up this defense here, just being okay, I attacked all here. My defense here is very small. I'm just gonna pull back, chill. Just defend. Just has 1 infantry in range to defend this com tower. Has the artillery pointing at this one. So what can Vicarious do? The whole charge is now charged. You can... I mean, this new tank has not been spotted either. He sees the rocket too now. And that's pretty much all the army from Talos. There's a few more coming in, a few more supporting units. These 2 tanks, this copter. But this is like 80-90% of the army. So this is like... I would take my time here. Take my time to plan this turn. See what are the best attacks that you can get. Let's see. He has to go for Sidewinder. Wow. Is there something with a +2 movement that you get? And you definitely get this kill on the anti-air, and then this bomber can shoot at stuff. So these 2 bombers are just gonna be shooting at stuff for the next few turns. Artillery's gonna take out that tank. We're gonna stack that tank to then get a kill there with that copter. 2, 4, 6, 8. So maybe that's one of the things of the Sidewinder. Also maybe this tank. 2, 4, 6. No, that was normal. But this was enabled by the Sidewinder. Boom. And we're gonna get that kill there. That was enabled by the Sidewinder. So just an infantry hit. Wait. And then we're gonna... Oh, okay. So use the answer to just finish off this copter instead of slightly injuring this bomber. Bomber's gonna come in. Boom. Take out that tank out. Take that one out. Ooh. Just finishing off a bunch of units. Copter on copter. Recon. Ooh, doesn't get the kill. Tank's gonna sit on that city. Take out some infantry and get another strike there on that tank. So I was able to get a lot of hits, a lot of kills on the light vehicles from Talos. I got the copters and the tanks and lots of infantry as well. And look how much damage it did. Talos was at 250. And that's a 160. So they did 90,000 in damage. And now made a fighter on this airport while also trapping this bomber. I think you can still take out this copter maybe with, like, you sack this copter here and then you attack here with this one and then you free up the bomber. But Talos doesn't see the fighter. But you still would definitely want to free this bomber up. I think that's something wise to do. Regan's gonna come in from the middle and get vision over here. Try to see where it's like, oh, that counterattack was really strong. I need to have some counterplays somewhere else. Get some vision, so it starts to move out here a little bit. Copter moves to the side. Gonna sack that infantry and gets the kill there. Okay, gets the kill there, so now this guy is free, the bomber, and he's just gonna run away. Maybe he's scared that there's an anti-air over here. Like, it could definitely be. So, I'm sure the bomber would have loved to shoot at this bomber, but there's a lot of units here from Vicarious. Like, you have to somehow take this tank out, then this guy, I mean, you do have this rocket, but then you need another one to take this recon. So you can't really go through this path, I think. Yeah, I don't think Talos can go this path. Maybe... I mean, you can't take out this bomber either, so I don't think this bomber can reach that new tank at all. So bomber has to run away. Take out the tank. Rocket doesn't get a shot. No. No shot at the anti-air. That rocket has got no shots. Like, it didn't shoot at anything yet. I'm gonna kind of pull back here, defend, leave those like attacks, and yeah, just pull back. Oof, and after all that, Talos is still ahead by 30,000 in volume. But that's gonna change now. This copter's gonna die, this recon. So it's gonna be very even, really. That recon's gonna die. Mech, copter. Even these mechs are gonna be taken care of. But I wonder how far is Vicarious gonna want to push with this army right here. No starting captures either, which would have been huge. But there's no healthy infantry. Imagine if there was a healthy infantry here. You start a capture. That would have been probably a guaranteed flip. There's a few sort of in position. This one's going to be at 8. This one's at 9. It's going to take a while. I'm gonna shot there. Copter, infantry tank, infantry. So, oof. This rocket also can't shoot anything except this recon maybe. We're gonna get some vision. Boom, we're gonna take that tank, that mech out, take that one out, and just boldly go for a capture there. Bring that mech. And we're actually gonna, okay, sort of attack here, just taking out a copter. I guess you can get the support from this anti-air, plus this rocket if there's an anti-air. And this is a classic thing with fog. Like you have an indirect on a forest and you leave the front tile open, but you cover the side tiles, and so it makes it that they can't attack your indirect, even though there is this tile available. Like, because they can bring a unit and get vision, but they can't attack it. You need 2 tiles to attack an indirect on a forest. So this is a classic thing. You just make a little line with the forest, not even putting something in front, just like as far back as possible, but still having the ranged unit as far forward as possible. It makes a fighter to answer this bomber. I guess because from a lack of anti-air, and it's also just a good response. Also because of the fighter, so makes sense. Fighter's gonna come in, get another copter kill. This fighter already got a lot of value. Killing 2 copters in the first 2 turns is pretty good. Gonna get some vision. Probably start a capture here. Start this capture as well, most likely. Yep. And just pulling back again the valuable units in the back, just in range enough to defend what you're threatening, which is these captures. Like, instead of throwing them in the front, you know, just keep them there. And this one is covering all 3 captures as well as this one. No need to put it in range of getting attacked. This fighter can get attacked by this anti-air though. Copter, tank, mech. Lots of mechs. I actually went for this interrupt over here. So we are at day 23. I think the day limit is 35. So you do want to be thinking about day limit. Maybe not yet, but something to be considering just like in a few turns. They are at equal income, so we're gonna get the forced march now by Talos with coal. And as I always say, when someone uses the power, it's because they're gonna go in. They're gonna go and attack something. So this is what Talos can see. It's not a lot. Let's see what he decides to do. I send the recon and get a bunch of vision, and as well as attacking this infantry. We're gonna KO that fighter. That's really nice. Oh, we're gonna take out that tank with extra movement. Mech even extra movement there gets the kill. And we're gonna start a few captures. And it looks like this tiny army on the side is gonna start pressuring. Like, this is something that Vincarious needs to respect. There isn't many vehicles here. Like, you have this recon, there's this new mech, and then there's this tank that was sent towards, you know, the south instead of the side that he had been doing. So there has been a slight shift in plans, as Talos has also had a shift in plans of China. Okay, if I can't win anything here, if I have to be defending these cities, which I guess I'm kind of fine with, I'll try to take over these because I want to have the property lead. We're gonna make a copter. Even this copter and this bomber are shifting towards the right, so really investing everything for with these captures. Just went in here and interrupted these, and instead of supporting with the army, it's sending the army to support these flips. Interesting decisions. The fighter, the range of fighters is always insane. I mean, it covers this anti-air if the bomber decides to attack it, but there's also a neo tank. Okay. Vincarious. Will you use a power? Would it be worth it? Well, probably to stop this capture, I think. So you get that killed there, and you get the vision, so you know that there's an artillery, but you probably want to stop these 2 captures. Yeah, we're gonna go for the side slip, just so that this infantry can reach this one. So here goes the recon. all these units that were sent forward by Talos are just gonna get cleaned up. Boom. Start that capture. Even starts that capture also. We're gonna get that KO there. Take out that anti-air. Join cap there. Oof, these 3 cities are, yeah, probably getting flipped next turn. So Vicarious really wants to deny these. And this would put Vicarious at the lead, at the income lead, and having the property lead, which would avoid this taking it to a day limit scenario. But shifting the bomber towards the right, I wonder where the new tank. Okay, just kind of there. And Talos doesn't know. Like these front switch, you do them without the other one knowing, so you don't know where that new tank or the bomber is. And Talos can see these, sees these interrupts. Probably gonna go for an attack here on this copter. Artillery gets a kill there. Clean that up. I'm not sure if Talos can interrupt these. I mean, these two for sure not. And this rocket does not protect the city either. So we're gonna clean this up. Attack that. Whoa, another fighter, wow. And keep capturing here. Bring this anti-air, bring the bomber, ooh, which is really low in fuel. Got a double fighter. Wow. Artillery in this forest to protect the city. But it does seem like Talos is kind of abandoning this area, these cities. It's like, fine. You can have them. I will try to flip this area instead. Very different match from the last one that we had, right? So there goes Vicarious and flips 3 cities in 1 turn. Oof, after so many turns being equal income, both of them, finally there's 3 flips. It's huge. This puts him in the lead. There's 10 days left. You know, now this means definitely that Vicarious would be winning. If it gets dragged on for 10 more days and cities stay the same, it would make Vicarious the winner. I'm gonna take this copter out, get a few first strikes, and decides to use side slip. Huh. What's the side slip for? I mean, there's like no vision, right? Like, he has no vision. So get that. Maybe it goes for the extra firepower there. Maybe this one, this movement from the copter. Boom. Well, no, because he couldn't see the tank. Well, I guess he could because he saw the tank killing that recon last turn. And gets that kill with the anti as well. Finish up that infantry. So really denying Talos from capturing. And if you look, there's no infantry from Talos to continue any captures. So 100% denied these flips. It's looking really nice for Vicarious right now. Like if he can hold now, just pull back. Defend these properties, no need to push any further, just defend your cities, 10 more turns, you win. You know, sometimes it just is like that. And this is a tournament final, so, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to win. Fighter gonna get the kill there on the bomber, very nice. Bomber is really low on fuel, is gonna take a kill there on a tank. And doesn't get enough charge for a super, but does use the power instead. Get that extra movement, get the rocket there to do something. I'm gonna take that anti-air and just get a couple of strikes here. It looks like these two are gonna go unpunished because there's no anti-air to attack them. And another bomber, wow. Tell this, double bomber, double fighter. This has a very strong, how do you say, air force. But doesn't have a lot of ground units. There's 2 tanks, 1 artillery, this anti-air. I guess there's this tank, this rocket that hasn't done anything yet. And then we have this tiny little task force. But Talos really is on the clock now to flip cities. And not just 1 city, he has to flip 4 cities to win. Because 3 cities is to tie and then another one to win. So Talos has to do some magic here. And if only Talos had infantry quicker here, I guess if you use another power, you could get this one capturing this city next turn. This one did get moved a little bit because of the forced march and can start this capture next turn. So maybe over the course of the next 9 turns, he can get these 4. That's probably the plan. Like hold this city, and actually Vancouver is gonna move everything towards the right. Like try to do anything possible to just hold these cities. Hold these with this, with the least as possible, and invest everything to prevent Talos from flipping these cities right here. Bomber's gonna pull back. Yeah, because it has to refuel. Look at it. It has 4 fuel left. I mean, it shows like it can move all that, but you know, it has 4 fuel and it will die next turn. So it's gonna get refueled by the APC next turn. This infantry here to like protect this city, and this artillery sort of protecting this one. We're gonna start that capture, and it's the only capture that Talos can start this turn. Gonna leave that fighter in the front to block, to like protect this infantry from any interrupts. And I mean, yeah, that's something. Luckily, there's no anti-airs to hit it, and this has no vision whatsoever, like of any units. But it is fighters are always usually they're always good blockers because there's nothing that can one-hit KO it. Actually, there is, but you would never make that unit, the missile, or you are a carrier. But you know, anti-airs and fighters can't one-hit KO a fighter, so you would need 2 of them and then another to interrupt this capture. So this seems like a guaranteed capture for Talos. And at the same time, Vancouver is gonna go for this city right here, and he is gonna support it with this tank, this artillery also. He does spot this tank over here, this recon. I'm gonna take out that copter and moving all his units back here to defend. So Vickers is gonna give up the city, but that's fine. Just need to not lose 2 more cities. Or, you know, if we can flip this one, then that'll be another more city that we can get flipped. But yeah, we're gonna invest a lot here into defending all these anti-airs. We got 3 anti-airs and a fighter, 3 copters, although this one's probably gonna die. More copter, a tank maybe here, yeah, tank, infantry. So yeah, investing everything. Look at all the army from is now here, as well as Talos's, to try to flip stuff here. So here goes Talos to get that 2 KO, which is guaranteed with 2 com towers. And this artillery will not be able to get any shot. Fighter's gonna get a kill there. Rocket finally gets a shot. I think it did get a shot before, but again, it's just a mech. Like, I don't think it has shot at anything of much value. I mean, it has 4 bullets, so I think it shot 2 times here. Must have shot something last turn or something. I didn't notice. And just gathering up all these forces. We got double fighter, double bomber, APC, rocket. What is this army? 4 tanks, 1 artillery, 1 copter. We've got the double bomber. I mean, this Neo tank has not seen any fighting in the past like 5 turns or so. Gonna be pulled back here defensively. Okay, so not much in range to defend the city next turn after these 2 get taken out. And it looks like Talos wants to is getting set up to start this capture with this infantry, and then this infantry or here or this one. But yeah, shifting a lot of infantry. There's only 3 though. APC is also gonna be nice to push some mechs forward. But I would imagine Mercurius here just kind of sending everything, yeah, to deny Talos from capturing anything. Just like brawling it out here, like it doesn't matter if I lose my army. If you brawl it out and I injure all of your infantry, then you're never gonna get the captures and I will win by day 35. And here goes side slip. Here goes the recon. Boom. So spots the fighter, the rocket, spots this bomber as well. And when I get the KO, probably at, there you go, we're gonna attack the infantry, probably, ooh, we're gonna attack the rocket, boom, oof. It's a KO, wow. We're gonna attack the artillery even, take out a tank, and now we're gonna start attacking these infantries, boom. And then bring all the supports, and not gonna go for this capture here, just gonna sit there, sort of bullock here, any attack. Need a tank really far back. Just very scared from these bombers. I think you could probably just put it on the HQ, right? Where was it? Yeah, so I think you can probably put it on the HQ or something. Or on the city, or even on this city, no? You can put it on this city, because you still have another anti-air. There's not much light vehicles from Talos, but maybe he doesn't know that. Yeah, for all he knows, there could be more tanks here or here stuff, so just being very cautious. And we're gonna make another fighter. Because you see the double bomber fighter. And Talos gonna use Trail of Woe. Oof. Talos really needs to flip stuff. Like, it's already day 28. There's only like 6 days left. Regan's gonna come in and get some vision. And we're gonna take out that mech and that recon and oof, almost take out that artillery. Some nice shots and start a capture and start another capture. Okay. And protect it with his artillery. Oof. That was a nice little attack here. And fighter gonna get a copter kill. Take that out. Okay, take out the copter and then take out the fighter. And use the bomber to get the tank and probably take out this anti-air. Yeah. There's still this anti-air now. Which he doesn't know. And luckily there's no other one. APC coming in. Even the mech getting a shot, no? Right out of the base. So that was really nice. Oof, if you look at the unit value, that's insane. 128 against 190. You have to see what happens now. Because you can take out this anti-air with this Neo tank. You can attack a bomber. I mean, there's not that much though. This Neo tank on a city, you can't really do much to it. I think Vincarious should not attack here. Maybe pull back. Okay, let's see. Use the light vehicles to take out the anti-air. That's nice. Get a shot on that copter. Oh, and attack the infantry with a recon maybe? To injure it? Okay, attack the mech. Attack the bomber. Yeah. And maybe does the recon reach here? It was 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. Yeah, you can attack that infantry. Injure the infantry. Injure the infantry. Yeah. Yeah, and that way it's like even spotting the base that there's no infantry, it's like, okay, this guy is not gonna be flipping any of these cities anytime soon. That's huge. But also you gotta stop these two, right? This is a big deal. Oof. Do you send a copter and interrupt this mech? Yep. Looks like it. That's the plan. But Talos does have a few more still. There's these 4 infantry, this other mech. I wouldn't be surprised if Neo tank goes towards the left, maybe. Okay, goes to the HQ. Copter, anti-air, anti-air. Okay, so let's see. Talos really wants to flip stuff again. I'm gonna try to take this out. Okay, take that infantry out. Just try to clean up as many units as possible so that then we can guarantee captures. Bomber taking out that recon. Fighters still taking out copters and finishing off all the anti-airs. Now there's no anti-airs here. But there is this fighter which can attack this fighter. And this APC is just gonna sit in that city. That's funny. It's like, no, just stop flipping my stuff. I need to flip. I mean, Talos need to flip 2 cities to tie. Again, we're day 30. Day 35 is the limit. So if Vincarious can hold this city advantage or property advantage, and it becomes, you know, at the end of day 35, Vincarious wins. And we're gonna have vision of that. I'm gonna use a Neo tank to take out an APC. Wow, okay. We got the side slip now. What's the side slip for? Or the extra stats maybe here. Go boom. Start a capture with an injured infantry. And oh, okay, that's also a nice one. It gets that extra movement, although there was this one in range. But you can start that capture, finish off that, another infantry, and just, you can see, you know, it's targeting all the infantries. We're targeting all the things that can capture the cities, so as to possibly deny flips or deny enough flips. by 35. This fighter is gonna get trapped there by that recon. We're gonna take that out, and Talos is gonna use forced march. That does enable this infantry to reach that city, which is nice. Let's see. Copter. We're gonna take that infantry out. Bomber. Boom! Takes out that Neo tank. Oh, that's huge. And we're gonna interrupt that. Get the KO there. And get that capture. Okay, we're gonna kill there and block. So we got these 2 blockers right here. And then we're gonna capture with these 2 infantry most likely. Yeah, there you go. These infantry are gonna try to. This one's gonna try to go there. And with these 2, it will be tied. Wow. And I don't think that Vincarius can stop it. I think. Oh wait, maybe yeah. I think Vincarius can kill this copter with this one, and then use the anti to 2, 4, 6. Oh wait, no. Cannot reach. So it depends whether there's enough for a side slip, and then you can just send that anti with a side slip and hit this infantry. But it's kind of guaranteed that Talos is gonna get these 2, because there's not a lot of army here from Vincarius. And freaking out Talos is also like, I need faster reinforcement of infantry, so it makes a T-copter, you know. He's freaking out. He's like, I need to flip more stuff. So there goes Vincarius, and actually he's gonna do that. He's gonna kill that copter. Probably gonna get a bit more charge here. Boom, use side slip. Maybe? Okay, maybe not. Okay, probably gonna get all the attacks that can get charge. Yeah. So get as much charge as possible. Then use the power. And whoa, actually it doesn't go for the interrupt. It goes for the. Oh wait, that one's much nicer. You kill that copter and then you use this infantry to interrupt this. Okay, that was nice. Recon being sent towards the side to reinforce. Probably join cap here and just block with as many possible units. And ooh. I mean, Talos can still interrupt, but I'm not sure if it's enough. Who's gonna win? Even base keeping, but who cares at this point about base keeping? At this point, it's all about property count. There's 4 days left. Like, it doesn't even matter the trades. It's just like who can have the property difference to get to 35 and win. Take it out of that copter, and actually Talos is gonna get a flip here. Why is he not doing that? Okay. Talos is 1 flip away from tying, but he is still currently losing if it goes to a day limit. But it does look like he could, like this one is for sure being got. I don't know. I don't think there's any way for Vincarius to break through here and try to hit this infantry. We'll see if Talos is going to interrupt this capture. I mean, you have to. I think you have to interrupt this capture. But it's at 6, so you need something to drop it at 5. It looks like, no. It looks like Talos is going to allow that flip. Decides to go for some other vehicle kills instead. But that's going to put Talos another property behind. So that's probably the first thing that Vincarius is going to do. Get the capture, so now it's 2 property difference. Oof. For day 32, there's only 3 days left. So we're gonna kill that anti-air, and now this copter is gonna be. It's gonna have free reign because there's no anti-airs or copters here. Kill that copter. Look at how the unit value and unit count are just dropping like crazy. You know, we were at like 150 stuff, like 20 or 30 unit count, and now it's just like 20, 18, 90,000 value. Because it's just using everything you have to stop these captures. It's just all about that property count for a day limit. And even sending some towards the side. It looks like Vincarius feels comfortable holding these cities. And just is trying to send everything towards the side to hold these, because he can be fine if this city gets flipped, but he just really wants to deny this city from getting flipped. Also, I wonder if this fighter, let me go back a second. Oh, the fighter got vision. It went like that and got vision. But it's also a nice way of blocking this tile, so that if and when Talos join caps here, he can't just put something there and block, you know? So I thought that was funny. Got the bomber even here, so it's one turn away from attacking the city, because there is infantry in range to start that capture in case that Talos can free this up. And he can. There's a tank and a mech, so I think he can definitely break this through. Oof. Wow, this is tense. There's only 3-4 days left. Well, 4 for Talos. And he needs to flip 2 things. Well, just 1 thing after this one to tie. And a second one to win. And he join caps, he puts a tank on that silo. And another unit over here just gonna block as many tiles as possible. And because this is at 7, it's gonna mean that Vicarious is gonna need to hit. I think this recon reaches up. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can reach this tile. So that fighter, ooh, very important. That fighter is being very important right now. Just enabling Vicarious to use that tile next turn to attack with his recon and interrupt that capture. That's huge. The thing is, will this interrupt be sustainable though? You can hit it, but then next turn it dies, and then there's still 3 turns left. Like Talos can get that capture, but this is huge. Like there goes the recon, boom, interrupts it, leaves it at 4. And you got this whole army over here, and there's just not enough units. Like Vicarious is at 20 units only. It's just not enough. I mean, we're trying to gather everything here. Even this infantry is with a side slip away to interrupt that capture. Just bringing everything. Even this anti is also a side slip away. Or you can like kill a copter blocking here. Just gonna bring everything. Bring that bomber. Sadly, that bomber doesn't reach. We're gonna make a mech. So it looks like it's gonna be everything down to this one city. Like if Talos can flip that city and tie the game. So I don't think Talos can flip any other one. Didn't go for that one. So let's see. Boom. Looks like Talos is gonna get vision and try to take out as many units here in range of that city. So like that. Boom. Join cap and just block everything as possible. Just surround it with infantries and tanks. Make it impossible for Vicarious to attack it. But not only attack it, it has to be dropped down to 2 HP. So you need a really strong unit or 2 units. And yeah, there's no way that Vicarious can break through this. They're gonna get another rocket here to, I guess, lock this one. So this is day 34. There's 2 days left. So Vicarious, if he can start a capture this turn and flip it next turn, then he would win pretty much. I guess maybe with a side slip. No, he doesn't have anything in range really. Yeah, there's no infantry or mech in range to start a capture. Maybe this one, no, but yeah, that would just never go through. Oh, I think the focus here for Vicarious is to stop this one capture. Let's see. We're gonna attack there, get some vision, and it's like, whoa, that's a lot of units. We're gonna start taking these guys out. Okay, gets the kill there. Ooh, gets the kill there. Okay. Does a bomber reach? No. Yeah, no. I don't think Vicarious can interrupt this. You can hit it with a copter, but... So yeah, he's just not gonna go for that. He's just gonna go for the units. Move the Neo tank over here. Bomber. Wow. So it looks like unless Talos can start another capture this turn, then like Vicarious is not gonna win, but maybe Talos could win. Like this infantry could start this capture sneakily. I mean, it will definitely be interrupted now, but we'll see. So here goes. First march. Is he gonna go for a bunch of captures? Maybe go for this one and go for this one. So let's see. Copter. Boom. We're gonna take that out. Oh, not almost. Take that infantry out. Fighter takes that copter. Ooh, take the fighter out. And yeah. Just gambles, you know, like let's just try. And this could possibly be a capture by Talos. This could be flipped. The thing is that there is stuff in range here for Vicarious and nothing to block. Imagine if this was blocking here. And there's no way to know, you know. For Talos, like you don't see anything. So, but even going for this one, but this turn is just gonna be Vincarious interrupting both captures. Gonna interrupt both of them, and yeah, there you go. That interrupts and just attack anything. It doesn't really matter because they are tied in property count. This is the last day. And Talos, we're just gonna go for a few more kills. Even kill the bomber. It's really nice. Kill a bunch of units there. Oof, get all those kills. Get a bomber. Move the rocket. And the game ends in a draw. Wow, I think this is the first tournament match that I've covered that ends in a draw. That's crazy. And because this is an elimination stage, like it is a draw, you know, just because of the game, like there's the day 35 limit. But there are tiebreakers because it is an elimination stage. Like there has to be a winner from these two. Both of them can't just advance. No, there has to be only one. So who is the winner here? Who won this game? Well, let's take a look at the tiebreakers. Okay, so I didn't know the tiebreakers like out of heart or something like that. I don't know how you say it, by memory or something, because they're kind of complicated. Okay, so the tournament organizer JJ, he has these tiebreakers set up, at least for now, in these scenarios where it gets taken to a day limit. And there's like multiple steps, you know, and I'll put the whole chart of the tiebreakers on screen. Maybe if I'm allowed, maybe I shouldn't post them, I'm not sure. But there was a winner that was determined. I got the chart right here. And so there's like different stages, and if there's different differences, maybe like there was a player that had way bigger unit value for like multiple turns, then that one would be considered a winner, or I don't know, stuff like that. Pretty much if there was a player that had a very big lead for a very long time, but also another consideration is like if by the end, like by day 35, if it was clear like one had a much better position than the other one, and if the match extended for like 1 or 2 turns, if it was very clear that that one would have flipped more cities and eventually win, then it could be granted to that one. In this case, it was taken to a stage 5. The stage 5 says, did either player demonstrate superior tactics compared to the other player? That is, did either player simply play better on a unit-to-unit basis than the other player, and has made better moves over the course of the game? And that is where JJ determined that Talos was the winner in stage 5 on a tactics basis. And if you look at the last turns, it makes sense. It is kind of hard to evaluate, you know, again, it's a draw, but because you're trying to interrupt these captures, and just from these attacks, you know, Vincarious was throwing more vehicles into interrupting the caps, and Talos was getting more of those vehicles against vehicles, and he was just barely able to flip enough cities just in time to tie by day 35. It was like, you know, we've seen it like a 10-day project to get that. After the 3 city flip that Vincarious had, Talos had to then flip 3 more in response. And like if you look at the values right now, you can see that Talos has 25 to 1 and 140 value, and Vincarious has 17 and 19,000 in unit value. Maybe even looking at the board, like there's not much that Vincarious can do next turn. Like this copter could attack this one, but then it gets taken out. This Neo tank can't shoot at anything of value really, except for infantry. So there would be a very big difference in unit value. But that was what was determined. Talos is the winner of this match. And so we have the 2 finalists now. And the finals, I think they started, I'm not sure if they started, but they have 100% sure not finished, and they will probably take a while. But I hope you guys like these matches. I like them a lot. I think they were really good matches. There was a lot going on. They played a little bit similar in the beginning of the map, like these contested areas, but very different after that. Like them, like this one, in this one they shifted towards the sides. There's a lot of like big army pressure here, and then on the other side, big army pressure over here. While on the other match, it was like assaulting this base. We saw mega tanks, so I love it. I love to see how matches play differently in the same map. I think that's really amazing. I think this is a pretty good map. Like I think it was really interesting, very dynamic, very different. So yeah, hope you guys liked it. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we get to see the finals sometime soon and see who the winner is between Talos and Lillian. So yeah, bye bye.